If you need help programming
It is live now though, so you probably would want to watch what topic.
Yeah. I can help you with the fog if you need.
Okay, I would appreciate that. Live now though, so you probably would want to watch what topic.
Because I've become an expert.
Yeah. Okay, guys, just getting the last bits of the little stream up and ready. Making sure everything looks good. There's been a whole lot of chat between Ben and Alan that I haven't been able to read yet.
You may have to drive.
Let's see here.
He's on your phone.
I can drive.
He said you know how to do them.
So we're definitely going to have to read that before we really get started in earnest. Let's see here. Twitter's good. GitHub, CLR, ESP, tracker. Now I want to know what the topic was. Dan Allen, what are you? Does it not say in the title? We are tearing down one of these guys. Oops. I guess you really can't see that from there. I guess I should probably just leave this up on the screen. Okay. We are going to be opening one of these. This is a Lighthouse 2.0.
Different from the lighthouses you have.
It is different than the lighthouses I have.
How do you notice that for this lighthouse?
Actually, I guess it's worth taking a picture of, well, I can show online. Lighthouse Live inside.
Is this one cheaper?
Hold on, Dad. There's a lot of questions. Actually, so, Dad, if you're willing to get in the frame. Oh, come on, you're already talking.
You're already talking, you have to be in the frame.
Okay, well, since we haven't really started the recap yet, but, so this is my dad. He was an electrical engineer for JHU APL, and he did a number of space missions, with mostly focusing on magnetometers and other instruments.
And encoders.
For
Prism, the 24-bitter.
I did not know that. And that is Andrew over there on the floor and his girlfriend Michelle. They are both PhD math.
Seattle bound.
And they are both going to Seattle soon. And that's my mom. And John, back over there, he's just coming and chilling with us today. And we have Outlaw, who is helping out again, and Brendan. And Adam is currently playing boats. And I'm... oh, apparently he's done playing boats. So here is Adam.
Eric Yaki is calling. Go deal with that. Hi.
Can do. We have to turn it down
That's
on...
fine, right remove.
Yeah. So I turn it down there, and I turn it down in the recording.
Oh, right. So remove something. Will you put it on?
You have to understand.
Okay.
Ben says he chooses the math PhD to figure it out.
Well, which
There
aspect
are two
of
math PhDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
which math
problem?
PhD? Be specific.
Yeah.
The USC,
And
the
what is
UCSC
specifically-
or the
Yeah.
Rutgers.
I tried getting my brother to help with some of this lighthouse stuff, but he's just like, you aren't phrasing it in a mathematical way. And so I couldn't get him to actually give me any help when we were trying to do some of the posers. Okay.
Well, I'm going to depart and leave you so you can get your thing. You ready?
Okay.
And you drive home if he's too sleepy.
I'll give you guys a hug.
You guys can't see this, but there's an incredible amount of familial love going on right now. Lots of hugs and kisses. It's great.
Okay. So what we're going to do in this live stream is we're going... Wow.
You didn't tell me the difference between 2.0 and the other one.
Oh, so Dad, stick around for a minute and you'll see.
Thank you for being such a darling girl.
Okay. So this live stream is part of my series of live streams on the HTC Vive. And, well, basically reverse engineering different aspects of it. And the first commercially available lighthouses looked a lot like this. Of course, not all exactly the same. There were a number of variants. But they would use two rotors. And this GIF here shows what it would look like. Oh, hey, actually, guess what? thanks to our friends over at Valve, we actually we have one of the prototypes. Thanks so much. I'm hoping to
How many cameras do you have?
get this fired up at some point. But the point is, it has two separate rotors. One here for sweeping the light in one direction, and then another one over here for sweeping the light in this direction. Now, a two-rotor design is convenient and easy to kind of figure out what's going on and understand, but one of the coolest things that, that are as part of this Lighthouse 2.0 is the fact that they've kind of switched away from the two-rotor design and went to a single-rotor design. So this, I'm assuming, saves cost and
How do you
increases...
do a plane?
They're angled.
And it doesn't seem like it should work, but it does.
So my dad asks, how would you do that with one? How would you tell what's
You can
going
see
on?
The lenses there too. It's
And
so clever.
It's the coolest thing that the way this actually works is when the light goes in here, it splays it out like this, coming out of this one, and when the light goes into this little lens right here, it splays it out in that direction as well. At least I think it's that direction. And that way you actually have two sheets of light, one going this way with kind of an offset,
Finds a point.
and then another one going this way. And so if the light comes down here and you're over here, you have to wait for it to get down to here before you hit it. And for the other one, it's up here. So you can actually identify where you are in the thing. But you'll notice that there's one really big key missing thing. These really bright lights around the outside. And so the way the old lighthouses work is you flash the lights and you time how long it is between the flash of the light and when that rotor's light hits you. So that's how Lighthouse 1.0 worked. Lighthouse 2.0 works with a different kind of technology. It uses something called sync on beam. At least I think that's what they're calling it. I don't know. That's what we all call it at Live Survive. So for sync on beam technology, what they do is this light here is actually encoded with a signal. It's not just like a boop of light. It's actually like a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, it's modulated. And thankfully, or I guess I don't know how to put it, but Alan Yates has actually given us some hints as to how it's modulated. I feel like at some point Alan and Ben are going to get together and decide what they will or won't tell me, but so far I don't think that's happened. I think
May
that
impact a patent, Charles.
they keep giving me hints. Well, these are as far as I know, these are you can buy them as a consumer, right?
Okay.
Does anyone?
Supposedly,
they're available.
you're
And they've
theoretically
gone to
supposed to be
patent
able
if
to.
they're gonna do
Whether you can physically get your hands on one is another matter.
Yeah, are they actually purchasable? Hardware not yet released, and that was in April. Does anybody in chat know if these things are actually available? Because for me, I basically
Try that thing that says "is now shipping."
is now shipping. So May. So yes, it is apparently available with in the back there. You can see the Vive full kit with the lighthouses.
I think that's fun.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks.
What did he say?
He said, I mean, if you want to know the answer, we can tell you. These lighthouses, though, are specifically from Valve. So thank you very much for sending them. I was under the impression that I couldn't open them because I had to sign a document saying that I acknowledge that they are still 100% the property of Valve. And at any point in time, if Valve wants me to hand them back, I will hand them back. It is their property. But I do thank them for at least making all of this possible, even if it is a little confusing. I also just realized color cord isn't running. Give me a second.
Unacceptable. I just know they're going to be T7 and we don't have any T7s.
Dad, do you know if you have a T7?
At home, but I don't have one here.
Oh. Well, yeah, I wasn't sure if you might have had
Your
one
set
before.
in your truck might have it.
You had two sets here. One of them had a good T7.
No,
Yeah,
I
you
think...
did, because that was what you needed once before to get something open.
No, I think that was a 0.7.
No, it was a T7, I'm pretty sure, because
I've never actually used a T7.
Okay.
Well, we'll do it. We'll figure it out when we get to it. But we know there's Torx inside there somewhere. See that in the photos.
What we did last time was... Give me a second. What we did was we had... Sorry.
It just sounds like you.
No, I'm ready to go.
Ben, do you mind... hold on, we got to review what...
Okay, bye.
We'll review chat shortly, but... so what we did last time was we had this thing right here, which is a little ESP board with a photo sensor on it, and a little TS4231, the official sensor that from Triad Semi that decodes the lighting data. And we pointed that at this box right here.
Bye,
everybody.
Goodbye, Dad. Bye, Mom.
Bye, Charles.
And then we took this lighthouse and we pointed it at the box too, in order to try to get as much of that data as we could. Yes, it's on a Lazy Susan. Anyway. So what we would do is we would take the thing, and we would be, documents, CD, logic. We hooked it up to a not Sele, and I'll show you guys what we were able to get out of that. I think this is it.
T6.
So the envelope and other data was really mangled from this, but you can actually see that the carrier signal does have a fairly interesting pattern to it. The only problem is, because I was not using an actual Sele, it didn't really capture with enough resolution. So what I did was I went from there, and at the end of last stream, I tried using a little FX3 module, one of these. It's a $45 USB 3 thing, but it can capture at 100 megahertz. And I tried doing that, and it actually worked out pretty well. I was able to capture some data and look at it. So hold on here. Let me go fire up the lighthouse so I can demonstrate that.
You should have just taken another cord. You know we've got like 3 of them now.
So I can point the lighthouse at the thing down there, and I guess it's not really in frame. Can you, Adam? Can you point the camera up there down a little bit, or like more this way? There you go. Actually, it's still not really visible, but it's not clear.
Camera.
Yeah, try changing
Full
the focus.
HD. What?
The
There's
focus,
physical focus?
yeah, around the front rim in the front. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we have a lighthouse right here, and it's pointed at this wall here, and we have a little sensor right here, and we have all of this hooked up to a little ESP8266 that can wake up and talk to the TS4231 and give it the configuration words necessary for operating. So I could right now, if I want, let's see, I have the terminal here somewhere. Here, FX3 view. Although it doesn't seem to be running. Let's try that in. Oh, so that's weird. Let's try unplugging it. Well, yeah, if you run experimental firmware that you just coded in like an hour the other day.
It's interesting. We can actually see the 2 lights going inside it. Check it out.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
They went off and on when you changed the firmware,
I haven't changed firmware yet.
or when it rotated.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Oh, cool.
Do
The
you
way
wanna-
that they moved together.
Do you want to try to take that pointed at the thing and see if you can get a close-up view of it?
You mean up close? Yes.
Yes.
It's pretty interesting.
So you can see both the top and bottom rotors.
So there's concern that we're going to mess up the calibration when we crack this thing open.
Right.
It's a stupid question, but what is calibrated?
Yeah. What exactly?
What needs to be
is
calibrated?
calibrated to what?
Yeah.
So there were hints given that if we remove certain screws, certain internal components will come apart. But
Yeah.
come apart from what exactly? Because I thought that it's kind of one package in there, I guess if you remove some and suddenly the rotor comes off from whatever it is that's sensing the spins of the rotor, then maybe that would mess up calibration.
So you think it's a
It
hardware
could,
calibration?
there could be an optical eye that's looking at a line on the rotor and counting it every time it comes around, like any other high-speed spinning thing, like a DLP wheel or something like that. I guess that's a good way to do it. I would think you could also do it with the brushless motor or something like that, but I don't know. I don't know what was the best way.
Okay. I think right now it might make sense.
What is the Vive Lighthouse? It is magic.
I feel like this guy's never watched.
Yeah, no, we've been over it many times, but it's the thing that enables tracking. It doesn't do the tracking; it enables it.
Right. So when you use an HTC Vive headset, do you want to hand me the one that's got the guts all apart?
No, I don't.
Well,
Would you like me to, though?
Yes, please. When you use one of these headsets, I guess, whatever, just for anybody else who's completely confused by this stream, all of these little sensors right here see the light as the light sweeps over the scene, and these things can see it when it sees the flash of light, and by using timing and information encoded in that light, it's able to actually tell the position of the headset in 3D space, and that's how you do full 3D tracking. Okay, so right now, I know it's just a cram jam full of stuff going on right now, but I don't see any reason not to move on to the next stage, which is where we kind of review some of the hints that have been given to us over a little bit of time. ESP tracker, oops, wrong project. So,
Issue number 2.
we gotta go over the first one first though. And then, and then the other one is what we have so far. So for the first part, we tried recording at 24 megahertz. Ben says that we should have enough information there in order to decode the signal, but I feel a lot better if we're recording at something closer to 100 megahertz since it's easy for us to do. So one of the first things I did was I decided to take a look at the length of the run, so the amount of time that a signal was high or low, and I made a graph of that. And so I'm not sure if some of this could be erroneous because there could be noise hitting the...
Are you okay in there?
No, I died.
Okay.
Anyway, not sure if some of this is erroneous or if all of this is legitimate. But what this does is it kind of gives me a heads up that there's probably 3 different types of runs going on. So it's not simple FSK, but what are you doing?
Ice. It's completely overflowing.
Ice, Adam.
Okay, so we had some ideas about what it could be from the last stream. This is just all of the stuff that Ben had told us. Nothing really jumps out right now as far as anything that I'm really need to cover.
Multiple 6 megahertz instead of 10 or 100 megahertz would be easier.
So I don't know about that because I really don't like it when you have things that line up to the edges. When you have things that line up to the edges, a lot of times you'll get kind of aliasing on the edge, so it could be one way or the other, and you get this kind of jitter. I want to be able to see the jitter clearly. I want to be able to see that sometimes clearly on one or clearly on the other, regarding the multiple of 6 megahertz. But, hold on. Darn it, now you have me on this tangent.
When are we going to cut it open?
Okay. Okay. Various information about that. Ben has been giving us hints as to what the kind of information is encoded on the signal. That's been particularly helpful. I was really kind of surprised that Alan actually ended up giving us a lot more information about the signal as to why the signal was a little bit not normal Manchester coding or anything like that, which is what I was expecting. So he basically indicated it was a 3/6 megahertz FSK, but using MSK. So it has a pi phase shift on 0 to make sure it maintains the minimum frequency, or minimum shift. Minimum frequency. Actually, I'm not really sure what that means. I'd have to think about that a little bit more. Or maybe somebody else can interpret this particularly well. All that said, this particular setup right here, where we have the lasers hitting the side of a box and then bouncing off and hitting our sensor, is really non-ideal, at least for this stage of it. The problem that this has is you only get to see when the laser's hitting the box, and the TS4231 is susceptible to noise in the environment, and so that's a big problem. So we have to open up the lighthouse. Now, originally we're going to try to avoid that, but really it would be a lot easier if I could just get a really clean stream out of the lighthouse, and then we could all just have the data and try to figure out what's going on. Also, a bunch of other things, like we don't know, could be some sort of like pseudo-random number codes or something like that, like the way GPS works. There's all sorts of things that this could be. And I think that we're going to have a lot of interesting stuff once we hit that bit stream. I'm hoping it's not something boring, like just ones and zeros. So, let's see what Alan and Ben have said so far on this stream, before we crack this thing open.
Technicus was also asking about the desktop environment, and I think the music thing at the bottom. You have an entire live stream dedicated to figuring that out.
Yes.
Just tell them what that's called. You got to look it up. It's kind of neat. And it's open source or something.
It
right?
is open source. I have all of it on GitHub. It's still a little bit rough, but if you do want to be able to use this streaming interface, I do have it public. Let's see, it was...
I didn't think it was that long ago. No. You don't just remember the names of all your videos, Charles?
Yeah, I don't know where it is. I know I had it. Oh, making tools to make programming live streams. So if you want, go check out that video. Anyway, we have to go read what Alan and Ben have been saying. So Ben says it's going to be interesting. First, let's go to Twitter and see what they have been saying here, because they did have a number of interesting things to say. Number one, I said I couldn't open up the lighthouse. Ben didn't say I could, or at least he said he did. We didn't hear it from him. Okay. And then Ben said a number of things, such as like the lighthouse would be a -1 on iFixit as far as repairability is concerned. The other kind of like absolutely hilarious post that we want to take note of is reverse engineering this is going to produce one of those long, rambling Shaggy Dog stories, after which the punchline reveal will make me laugh and everybody else groan and slap their heads. I can't miss a minute of this live stream because in comedy, timing is everything. And so that's kind of what's driving us along. There were a few other hints here and there as far as like what we could or couldn't do to open it, but let's just get started with this. So Ben and I were just thinking and seeing if we could tell you where to drill to get access to the test points without ruining the calibrations. That's a lot less fun. So what do you think about that, Adam? If Ben and them just tell us where to drill.
They can also just send us a Oh, you actually have to drill to access screws?
Well, no. Drill to access the test points so we don't have to open it up.
Oh, well, you were also kind of interested in attempting to show the world, hey, this is how you take this thing apart. But that's sometimes a messy process.
Yeah.
So if they don't mind us hacking at it, and I can talk about my expected approach, and if they say that's not worth trying, then we could just drill.
Wait, so he also asked if he sent me EV2s, they modulate the same way, and as far as he can recall, they don't have laser welded wind. Are you serious? Laser welded?
Oh, it is laser welded. I was afraid that it was like sonically welded or something like that. Laser welding is super cool. You use a laser that's transparent, or that the front face is transparent to, but the back face is not, and so it heats the back face, which melts into the front face. That's just a really neat way to do that. I was just going to razor cut around the outside edge, basically.
With a hot razor?
Just for the razor.
Okay. I don't know how to tell if this is an EV2. Here, I'll show you.
It definitely looks like it's probably laser welded.
Yeah, I
Because
don't know.
I could not. There's not enough face there for glue, I think.
I don't know if there's any configuration which you can read that.
That is far too dim.
Small, yeah. And then
Oh wait! Hey!
Hey, there it is. Okay, there. That's what the back of the lighthouse looks like.
Turns out, Chuck.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Go ahead, just ruin it. It's
that is on
just
EV2. I meant previously.
Oh,
Okay.
previously. Previously, I don't believe I've received anything except for Lighthouse Gen 1s.
yeah. There's a whole variety of the Gen 1
Yeah.
lighthouses, and then there's
Unless-
there's two different sets of these you received. Have we confirmed that they're both the same?
They both arrived at the same
Second
time.
set?
Yeah, I've never actually opened the other box yet.
Well,
Okay, I'll
That's-
keep reading while we do this. Or drill the top with a broad, shallow bit. Oh, so like he thinks just taking off the top, maybe we could get access to the points that way.
We noticed that the bottom doesn't look like it's connected.
You mean the top?
no, the bottom actually. The
that
whole
doesn't make
top.
any
The
sense.
rest of the case seems to be molded as one part, except for the face.
These look.
But the bottom, if you look real closely, it seems to be a separate part from the rest because there's evidence of some. I don't know.
Like the same.
There's a
Oh,
definite
you're right.
seam.
It does look like there's like little bumpers, but that's about it.
What? No, those are not bumpers. This is where the screws from the bottom come through,
Actually, we have a friend with a
and
Bridgeport.
so this is screwed into that.
Yeah.
You know, my approach, I think, would be to
Just
try
one.
to try to cut around the front face without cutting into anything behind. And then there are,
Yeah,
I think,
same.
4 little Torx screws back there, which I'm thinking if we remove, the entire assembly may come down. I don't know, though. I really don't understand how this bottom is joined to things.
Okay,
Guys,
let's
we're
keep.
gonna deck out.
Okay,
Goodbye.
It's...
Good luck.
bye guys.
Bye.
Bye. I think it's...
Adios.
Pretty sure it's a separate part.
Wait, guess you could also listen to it with a near-field FET probe poked in a hole drilled in the top.
Okay, that's horrifying.
Like, to pick up the RF from the signal, like... That actually sounds really cool. Oh my gosh. Hold on, let me check something. Oh, for a second I thought I would be able to use my favorite little RTL SDR and just tune to it and we could record it, but no, I can't tune down to 3 megahertz. What?
Some latest chat. Is that Alan?
No, I already.
VK Tuesday is Alan.
Okay, yeah. Alan says he's wondering who's never done that before.
Never done what?
I'm assuming. What
Oh,
you're
the
talking
FET
about?
thing? I've never done it. I don't actually even know. When you say near field FET, I don't even know what that even means. I've never used anything like it. Is that like a photo transistor? Oh yeah, that's. But what is a near field FET?
Near field effect transistor.
Room temperature, nano detectors. This sounds like some crazy stuff, man. I have never had to do anything like this. Yeah, if somebody's near Baltimore, it's just a FET buffered probe. Oh, so it's got like a really, really high impedance so you can pick up stuff. That's actually a really neat idea. Huh. Well, do we want to try that? I don't know if I have an NFET that could probably pick it up. Maybe I don't have enough experience. If I wasn't doing this live, I think I could probably do that. Basically, the probe is coaxial, so it has a fairly localized pickup. He says, nah, hack away. Okay. So maybe Ben was suggesting maybe a 1.5-inch Forstner bit. Goals entertaining the stream or coming up with a solution to the puzzle. I think at this point in these live streams, entertaining the people is most important. We do have to solve it eventually, but I think that for the sake of the live stream, having that is most important. Indeed, if it is more about the journey than the destination, I can dig it. I'm not really sure which way you're suggesting we go if you think that one way or the other is most entertaining. Plus, if you want to commit to a teardown tonight, I can probably quit watching and go drink beer with Alan. Or we can just make an event of it and have a teardown beerus. What? If you want to have... So wait, so you guys don't want to watch us tear it down? Is that what you're saying? So a lot of people are really questioning. So I guess from my point of view, I have a hard time imagining. Oh, whoa. Just a bunch of stuff. I have a hard time imagining this not... Like, how would... I don't know. To me, it seems like the obvious answer is to find some pin on the thing that has the encoded signal, taking the encoded signal and recording it, and then putting that up on GitHub so that everybody can take a crack at trying to decode it. That to me seems like the right answer.
Alan wants to see it happen.
But if you can record the signal without physically accessing it because it's being broadcast anyway?
Right, but that's what my goal was with using the TS4231, but it was just, the data was really noisy, and I had a really hard time gathering it.
Can you do it inside of a microwave?
What do you mean?
It's a
No,
it's
it's
a cheap
noisy.
Faraday cage.
Actually, I just realized the reason it's probably noisy is because it's sitting right next to an ESP. So that was probably the problem there. But that would mean I would have to, like, go use... I don't even know where I put them now. The sensors alone on little chiclets and then put them on long cables and then do it that way.
Of course. There's going to be tons of other noise in the environment.
Mark is really curious how you guys calibrate them in the factory. Huh. So it indicates that it has to do with
How far back are you reading right now?
I have to go all the way back to the initial start. I think that we're pretty much caught up. No, Ben says it is differential Manchester, and then Alan clarifies that it's not quite. Alan, do not just give us the Verilog of them. Okay, maybe, but that's not going to be fun then. EV2, I mean, previously it's ultrasonically welded, laser welded. Okay, Mark says open it.
Alan says he would enjoy watching you open it.
Okay. So we've committed to opening it. We have some hints. We already know that like things like unscrewing the screws underneath the base aren't going to help right here. We know that the front is laser welded. I'm not really sure where to go with this one, Adam.
Well, no, it's sealed, so we're going to have to cut it open.
Okay.
So we're going to have to cut around the front face, because that feels like the thinnest part.
So you think
And then
around the
I'm
edges,
hoping,
like here?
Yes. I'm hoping that if we remove the screws on the inside, we can remove the whole guts
the
as
guts,
a package.
okay.
But I'm also concerned that that package on the inside is also screwed into the base, when the base is also somehow welded into it, because I can't actually get it to shift or move. There's definitely a seam there.
Do you want to hold it up to that
But
camera?
there's nothing that the camera is really going to see. They're just not appropriate for this sort of thing. But there's a very fine seam underneath the rubber all the way around that suggests to me that the bottom is a separate part from the rest of the case. This side piece is actually the same as this. I think it's just polished. The mold was polished. And this was vapor polished or whatever the finish is. But yeah, so I don't even know if that's really going to buy us anything. But there's only one way to find out, right?
So what are
Well, okay, there's two ways to find out. We could ask
So-
them.
what is the plan right now as far as
Cut around the face, remove the 4 screws in the back, and see if that loosens anything.
Okay, and remember the thing we want to do to make sure we got to get the data off before we somehow accidentally break it.
Right. So I won't go removing anything that makes it clear. That front window, that is a long story. What, you mean the nonsense of the 2 different polishes? It looks really cool. At first I'm like, oh man, this whole thing's going to come out as a... Wait a minute. There's a tiny fillet there. That's actually one piece. The parting line continues onto the top. It's ridiculous. So, yeah. No, that's a pretty elegant way to do that, Dal. But I'm thinking, where did you want to... I'm not just going to like stand here and do it. It has to happen on a table.
Okay, we can actually pull that other table over here. That was my intended... and I just refreshed the chat, so we got another hour of...
Don't grab by the
this.
leaf, grab by here.
Actually, let's make sure that...
Alan, you missed 2 comments.
I just realized I botched something up here.
Well, Alan says, "Oh, that too. I meant the optical surface."
Oh, you can't unplug it, can you?
No,
I just
because it
accidentally
shut
wiped
down.
our
Because you can plug it
the
in
first
here.
half of this chat log.
Do you want me to go back and just collect it?
That was your battery,
Yes,
No,
my
I
battery's
just
dead.
yes. I'm sorry if you can do that. Well, hold on. What I'll do is
Gotta get the cake crumbs out of here.
if you installed them in your
We
computer.
should just get
it
the
would be
cake stuff off here. Let's
so Adam is getting a table set up to operate on. Yes, I think we should call that the operating table. Maybe an operating theater because we're all watching.
Oh, you can't access.
So
the
I
wall.
have it all the way up to here, where it says CN Lower Atlas 9. I don't know. So actually, it doesn't look like I got that much.
Okay, it doesn't go all the way back for me. Actually, no. That's exactly as far back as it goes for me.
Oh, bum.
No.
Oh, we just lost the YouTube history.
I've got all the pre stuff.
Yeah, I think the pre stuff is the most critical. Can't believe I messed that up. Alright, okay. Okay, so Adam is getting all of that prepped.
Mark, do you get more chat in your record as a mod?
Wait, are you not a mod?
It's always been an inconvenient time.
Oh, I will make you a mod right now. Say hi. No, I'm not right now. Right now, I'm not piping this to Discord. I really need to go spend like another 2 or 3 hours just fixing up the social media tools so they're not as janky.
Thank you. The answer to that is no, Mark.
Your chat also didn't type anymore. Oh man. Oh yeah, that's right. You
Let me
need
know
to
if
resave
my
the script
presence-
file.
No, that's fine.
Okay,
I'm messing
there
with
we
the
go.
frame.
Now it's up.
I have no idea how to frame this when I can't see what it's doing,
yeah,
but
sorry.
it's fine. You don't need to.
There.
Wait.
So are we just using like a straight razor blade or some kind of rotary tool?
Razor blade.
But
I don't believe in
Did
using.
you want to heat it up first so that the razor blade can just kind of
That's
buttery in?
not really gonna happen.
Okay. We definitely have a hot air reflow station. When I'm over here and the camera's over there, can you guys still hear me clearly?
Now the question is,
is that where the mic's from?
Yeah, the mic's in that camera.
Oh, right. You don't have a dedicated mic?
All of my dedicated mics are actually worse than the one in the camera.
Oh, that's curious.
I mean, I have some that are like really good with, whatever, but the one in the camera does all of the automatic compression and everything. Yeah, that's nice.
Good. I think you're running it twice because it.
I think you're right, but I don't know how I'm doing it twice.
Stuff needs to.
Oh, there he is. Ooh, that's not good.
This is not even a good knife. This is a very sad knife.
Check out FM0 for that encoding. FM0. See if I can have this up and that up and be browsing the internet.
I'm gonna readjust your camera.
No, don't readjust my camera.
Oh.
I'm not doing it on camera yet. I'm
I'm just
experimenting.
gonna readjust.
Throw up gang signs or something.
I don't know if I can do this with this knife. See, this would have been good if you'd told me, like, when I was at work, Charles, so I could bring tools.
Can you get him in frame again? No.
I'm not.
Are you sure you don't want it hot? I have another type of regular razor blade.
Is it sharp and new? No, it is not. Yeah, you've got the ancient one down in the circuit board area. If you have any brand new proper shop knives, that'd be great, but the only ones I have are at work.
We can go to Home Depot.
Yeah, is it worth running out and getting one?
No, if we're going to do that, then we just go to Unity, where I actually have all the tools, and we could just use a drill press
Right,
or something.
You are here, and oh, that's an interesting point. Well, we could actually just go live to Unity. Like, we could actually do this. I have the technology.
I don't know how much that's really going to buy us. This is...
Alan says they use an ultrasonic knife to do it manually. Or a bandsaw. Otherwise, they built a shucking machine that uses heat and claws.
A shucking machine.
Like oyster shucking?
No, lighthouse shucking, obviously.
Same thing.
Like, heating it up would actually make it cut better, but you'd have to get it so hot you wouldn't be able to hold it.
Yeah, so we can still do it.
Why are you thinking about Home Depot?
Just because then you don't have to leave.
Well, someone has to leave.
Yeah, outlaw.
I can go over and pick up razor blades while you're working on it and bring them back.
By the way, Dusty's probably at work too.
Yeah, we could do that.
He was when I was there not long ago. I don't know if he's still there.
Okay. What are you doing, Charles?
Trying to get the light out of the shadow of your head. There we go. That looks good.
Yeah, no, this knife certainly is not going to cut it.
Alan suggested a Dremel.
We do have Dremel. But
I
I'm
hate
really worried.
with a passion Dremels
Just be careful.
and everyone who uses. No.
You're right next to the microphone.
In which Adam starts a fight with the subsect of the internet that would have an opinion about this.
No. I don't know why. I just don't like using them. Like, if I'm going to put on safety glasses for this, I'm just going to use the CNC mill and go nuts. No, it's not a good idea, Charles, but it could be done. I don't want to produce dust, is the thing. I don't want to be getting particles inside this.
That's a
So, like,
logical explanation.
an ultrasonic knife sounds awesome. I didn't know that existed. A heated knife would technically work, but you can't hold it.
Oh, I was suggesting you take like a pair of pliers and hold the blade when we heat it.
No, are you? I guess if you got it really close to the melting point of the thing, but you can't. It would cool off immediately. You realize.
Well, like I'm just saying, like point
That
like
would-
the hot air rework station at the thing, and then
Then
make
just
it so-
melt the whole face of
It
it.
won't be like bleh, it'll be like.
So what I think I would do, and it would take some preparation, is fire up the solder pot and dip a knife in it and raise it to 500 degrees, and then cut when you can, and then dip it back in the solder pot to heat it back up. No better way to heat up a knife rapidly than dipping it in molten lead.
Okay, so honestly, do you actually think going to Unity would be a legitimate way to get this open? If you do, I'm willing to take a poll from people if they want us to go like on the road with this.
It would take a couple hours to get the solder pot up to temperature.
I don't know. I'm not the solder pot. Literally anything other than the solder pot.
Butane torch and a nail. Melt it open. Yeah, I
Or
really...
just take a soldering iron and just jam it around the outside edge. Wait, why not just use a soldering iron and jam it around the outside edge?
If we're destroying the face of it, we might as well just do that. That's actually a good idea. Because I'm already committing myself to cutting the face open. We could just get a soldering iron, cut around the outside edge. I'll go get it from the basement.
Okay.
I don't know that this is actually going to be good.
All of the recommendations we've seen so far have
Hello.
We are currently live streaming shenanigans. I see remote.
Oh yes, that face is here.
Charles, I'm very impressed with your engineering project out there.
Oh.
Charles' foray into civil engineering.
Yes, I don't know. For those of you guys, while Adam's getting that, for those of you guys who have not seen, I have recently had a foray into civil engineering. It worked. It actually, the water stopped coming in my basement. but oh my gosh, this was the worst way to spend a morning.
How'd you get that much mud on you? Is my question.
He's standing in it.
Yeah, and I would have to be on the ground, like, I literally had to go, like, use a garden trowel to dig underneath my sidewalk. It was just awful.
If any of you have seen the movie A River Runs Through It, we're working on the sequel right now.
In the front
Be
yard.
patient.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hey,
This is
you
very.
there's cameras right there if you want to say hi to everybody.
Camera's right there. Oh, camera
So if you
is.
stand right down the spot. This is Adam's dad.
Hi.
He is known as Daddy McDadface.
Eric Dyer
When did that
texted
nickname
me
happen?
saying to
Because
I gave him a choice.
it was
my dad actually made it to the event.
I gave him a couple of
Right
choices.
before closing.
He
Nice.
can't call me Bill. I'll call me Adam's dad. So
okay.
AD for short, or Daddy McDad.
Okay. All right. I just like
Mark
I know
says
that
hi,
those
Daddy
haven't always been the
McDadface.
names.
And I don't know this gentleman here.
I'm Josiah.
Josiah. That's a great name. Thank you. And William.
Please don't use that
Wait,
tip
no,
in
no.
there, though. Don't use that
Okay.
tip.
Adam's dad.
Sorry. Grab me. It's hot. It's hot.
Use this
Don't
awful
touch
thing.
the hot
Okay. Do you have a pliers or something? Or needle nose pliers over there? I'll find one.
It was already heating up, so. So that works. I have a nice tip in the soldering iron right now, and I'm pretty sure. Ooh, this is going to create some noxious fumes, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a concern.
Like, I did not know. I'm going to go crack the window.
By the way, whoever wants to send me stuff is Starburst on back.
Oh, neat.
Cindy's is.
Oh, yeah. That's
Cindy's is the local liquor, the good liquor store.
Yes.
Not breathing only works for so long, Alan. Then suffer the exact same effects.
Unless it's Alan who isn't human.
Actually, yes. I was not exactly sure what we wanted to do in terms of food. Oh, Charles.
Look, you have to tap it.
Yeah, I did. There we go.
By the way,
You
drop
interested
it
in food, Charles?
I knew if I had a big piece of cake.
I'm offering to go out and, so I'll take orders if you want. And Charles, I have to tell you, though, I would really love to delve into that project.
Which one?
I need to leave your
Oh,
vote.
my moat.
But
project.
my plan is to, if you could hold off until I get back next, whatever.
No, I have to do it like as soon as possible because my next door neighbors want to kill me.
Really? That's diverted water.
Oh yes.
Onto their property.
Well, it's not just that, but they also hate anything that doesn't look pleasant.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, but you know what?
These are the neighbors that literally
Which ones?
the neighbors this way, they were literally watering their bushes while it was raining. I tried to get a picture, but the guy put it away, and I just texted everyone right away, like, I just witnessed the neighbors watering the bushes, and Charles said, was it the one to the right? And I'm like, yes. How did you guess?
This is the same neighbor that also comes into my lawn and pulls the clovers. He just gets on his knees and starts pulling the clovers out of my lawn.
Because he doesn't
Gotta
want
clean
to
off the
spread.
tip before you
I
dip it
will say
in
there is
plastic.
one really nice thing they do, and that is when they mow their lawn, they leave a little notch in the backyard for me to get started. So like I just instantly start there and I have a program.
Oh my goodness, that's
Adam, Alan says cut down one side and you can probably rip it off with pliers.
okay. Yeah, that's a good call.
This, at some point, we're just going to have to turn these live streams into the actual reverse engineering rather than trying to be entertaining, or vice versa. These live streams just need to be the way in which.
Are you not filming this right now?
Sorry.
Oh my goodness,
God.
Charles.
Well, that was lost forever.
You didn't really lose anything. The camera is not good enough to actually pick this up. You need a real camera for this. Oh gosh.
It's not bad.
Also a real tool for it. Like it's working. It just kind of sucks.
Bill, to answer your question, I am interested.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you feel like eating.
We were proposing pizza.
Yeah, Adam proposed that possibly. If
All right. So that. Ooh, that is gross. Welcome to molten plastic, Charles.
Chinese food or something.
Oh my Goodness, I really do have to go all the way through. Yeah, it's all the way through over here. It's just a mess.
Like medium 3 topping for $6 coupon. I think we can use.
Mine, actually.
So that might be.
Do you mind what?
Or we just find out multiple eyes.
So in Emit Lazy, the reason we don't want to use a Dremel is because we're worried about dust, and we really don't want to get dust into the inside of the lighthouse.
And because Dremels suck.
Gather more information.
And everyone needs to stop using them.
Probably place the order online and then go.
Ooh, do you want to do that, or do we want to cut more? Like cut a flap open?
Did you miss what he said? Cut down one side and you can probably pry it off. Is that not
Okay.
what we're doing?
That's what Alan said.
What are you
Okay.
lying about?
If Alan said so, which I don't know why.
Like, we've already committed to heinous crimes. Oh yeah, here it goes.
Please try to minimize.
Yeah, so check out, it's separating from the laser weld right there.
Just remember, at any given time,
You're all blocking the
Valve might
light.
request this back, so
Yeah.
be sure to destroy it thoroughly.
As thoroughly as possible. Drive it like you rented it or something.
So how many gentlemen are interested in pizza?
As long as it's a pizza that has like less than a lot of cheese.
Well, you're saying a pizza when my dad is offering pizza for a group.
As long as some portion of the pizza is not.
Of one of the many pizzas that will be
gonna have
needed.
a couple
I
slices, then we'll-
can't get that corner off.
I had dinner, so I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, same here.
Oh my goodness. This is
Can you
very
hold this-
distasteful.
Can you hold this up to?
I feel very dirty right now. But less dirty than I would feel if I were using a... Oh, gosh. Well, I'm going to talk about
Got it.
ruining our calibration. I hope it didn't overly jostle anything, but it seems to be pretty intact. I don't think I damaged... There's an antenna down there. Check that out.
Oh, we really can't see it. Hold on. I just need
That's
more
as
now.
good of a light as I can possibly
Hold
get on this
Let me
thing.
go get.
Maybe
If you
if you
can
get the stuff out of the
angle
way in the
up.
screen.
For the light to
Hold on.
be.
You know, let's just bring the light closer to you. Oh, we can't do that. I'll just unplug this one.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't see it if it's not aimed
Top
down.
quality production values here.
Oh, you're stuck on something, Travis.
Oh my goodness. That's much more fragile than I would expect.
Without the front window, calibration will be off by about 400 to 500 UREDs.
Interesting.
So, way better than anything we're going to be able to tell with. Can you hold that up there for us?
Yeah, could we get a tripod?
Hold on. Yes.
You could just clip it onto the side of the tripod.
And yeah, you can plug. You can tie that to there, and then we'll just. And this can go
Or
here.
even probably right here. Because there's a lot of.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Blind you either though.
Well, that's not gonna. No, it needs to be shining down onto it from the top, like there.
Yes.
It needs to be shining directly into the camera.
I am now in a toolbox.
What is happening?
It's fine.
There.
No, it's not. Move. Where the
Okay.
right leg.
We're still good.
We're going.
You're never allowed to complain about like sounds in the background or anything like that again, Charles. This is like the most ridiculously informal live stream of anything.
Now we will need a T6.
Yeah, this is... Oh, it is T6. Oh, good. We have a T6. For some reason, the weld on this one seam is far more intense than the ones everywhere else. So yeah, you can see there's a lip here that was molded into the body, and then the face of the well, I guess that's polycarbonate or something, goes in here, and then the laser hits through and welds that to the polycarbonate face.
I'm gonna pull out the camera.
If it was laser welded. This is... I think I'm just gonna have to give up at this point, because it's... It's open enough that we can get to it. Yeah, I guess I can fatigue it off. That's that's not too bad. I still feel dirty. All right.
Do you want to hold this?
Didn't
Can
even-
you get a shot?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Do you want me to? So this is really interesting. I'm really curious about what that is. Do you think that that's an optical sensor that senses the signal from the other one? Hold on.
Which one? Where?
This funny horn-looking thing.
What is that horn? Hold on, let me get another shot of the horn.
Tweet, tweet.
Can we get this light further away, too?
Hold on.
'Cause
No,
it's
don't move it
like-
before I get the shot.
It's very interesting.
Close.
All right, all right. So this is what I was thinking is the bottom that might be a separate piece. T6, that looks more like a T7, but if they say so. This is supposedly a T6, and it spins freely. Are we
That's
got
a long story.
What?
The horn is a long story, so it seems.
Interesting.
Okay, so we'll take a
Very
close-up
interesting
shot
also.
of what the horn looks like.
Second here. Where'd my other Torx thing go? The only other size I have that's close to this
All right.
is a T10.
While
which-
you're not having that on, you
As
just
an
totally
aside,
handled that.
Jimbo Sims
Yeah.
wants to know if we're still planning on doing the orange pie. Isn't that Saturday's planned stream?
That over because I don't know what that goes with, but
Is there any kind of a clip?
Well,
Yes,
there's
we're
a-
planning
a
to do.
hanging
So we're
bit.
not. Okay.
that
so,
is Adam's face.
Okay. So we're not doing the orange
of.
pie anymore
That's a
because
terrible idea.
the Raspberry Pi 3 B plus 2, whatever it is, that one actually will
could
output to
actually-
the Vive, and it's
You know what we
fast.
could do is the clips.
So I don't have a tool that is the right size for this. I have T10 and I have T6. It is a T7, I'm pretty sure. The T6 spins freely in it.
Just a little more.
Oh no, that's right. This kit was labeled wrong. The T6 is actually a T4.
So that's the horn.
Or no, T5. Something.
What could that horn be?
No, that's not gonna happen. Okay, I thought I could make that.
Well, I really
Yeah.
think that that's some kind of optical receiver there, and the horn thing is just to keep it from getting light from odd angles. It can only get light from wherever this horn
That's-
thing is open.
I think the best bet. Right there.
We wanted to have the light shining at it. That's kind of the goal of this whole endeavor. This is awful.
There you go. It's not too bad.
Speaking of awful, I've got a T10, and it almost engages these bits, or these screws. So are you not?
Give me a second.
I'm able to force them to turn. They're actually very, very loose in here. Not very, very, just very. That's got to be like, I don't even know, less than 1 Newton meter or
Can
something.
you move more towards me? There you go.
So there are
Nope. There you go.
4 Torx screws in here. Get your thing out of the way. I think, yeah, you can see the one back here. So I'm taking those out and I'm going to see what happens.
Xander says it looks like a photoresistor.
Once we get a little bit more open, we'll be able to know more.
Dad, you know what I like.
You wanted to place the order? Do you know everything that we're doing?
No. So tell me what you want.
Ham and pineapple's my favorite.
Good. Yeah, I like that.
Although I'm up for anything.
I have to, my code is
All right,
online,
so-
I need to
We can do half of that.
do it on the interwebs.
Oh, but this antenna is glued on to the top face here. That's ridiculous.
I feel like at some point, like Ben and Alan are just going to start laughing maniacally at us.
Oh, wait. Oh, the bottom does come out. Check it out. I'm off the camera. Yeah, so the bottom does actually come out as a separate piece. but I don't want to yank on that because it's going to do terrible things to that flexible PCB down there.
The antenna isn't the problem.
Oh, wait a minute. How is that? Oh, no, that's interesting. No, the antenna, I don't know if you can see this. So see those little gold contact pads down there? I think they just make physical contact with the back of the board. The antenna is actually not connected to the board. If I get my eye at just the right angle, I can see that that flexible PCB is not connected in any way to the rest of that green PCB in the back. If that's not the problem, that's concerning. I'm going to try to lift it forward and tip the bottom out.
Attention, who is into retro?
Oh dear.
Oh yeah.
Oh. That's interesting. How did you assemble this? My goodness. I really want to get this out in one
He says
piece.
more screws need removing.
Do they really? I thought we were told that would do bad things. As far as I can
actually,
tell,
let's see. Wait.
no. As far as I can tell, these screws merely are holding that assembly onto the base. But I can't really be sure. There's more in the back, but no, there's a separate screw here. None of this is visible to the camera. Like there's these screws which hold the bottom onto this metal frame. There's another screw here which appears to hold the bottom of the metal frame onto the rest of the metal frame? Question mark. And we were hinted at that removing screws elsewhere is bad, so I'm hesitant to do so. But if the people who told us that are saying no, you do have to remove screws, then I guess we really have to take the bottom off.
Okay, yeah. I thought Ben said something about never remove the screws from the base, but maybe he just meant that it won't let you get in, is what he meant. So maybe
the implication was that removing the screws from the base would mess with the calibration.
Hold on, wait.
That's what I thought.
Wait, what we need to do... Wait, hold on, stop.
Stop what?
We actually only need to get to whatever is emitting the laser. Oh, the laser's on that side, isn't it?
The laser is that brass thing down the bottom, I would think? Or is that a bearing? Oh no, the laser is going to be on the underside of this board, isn't it?
I'll type it in.
Maybe.
There are
No, that looks
4
like the back of an
contacts
encoder.
There. Oh, that's probably... I don't know. I always associate brass tubes like that with lasers, so I think that's probably what the laser is. I can also see the motor coils down here, so it could be bearing for the motor.
Remove the foot, not the motor.
Remove the foot. Okay. Well, all right. So we've got this pad here, and I'm just going to brute force that out. I think that was probably still visible, but whatever. If you used that T7 again. Ugh. Charles, did you get that thing out of your... Yeah, I can't do that with any of my tools here. Do you have T7? That's what I need.
I'll go see if I have a T7 in my truck.
All I ever have is down to T10. And then we've got this foam kit which goes up to T6, leaving us with a hole of 3 Ts.
I might have a set in my car. Let me see the screw.
Okay.
I don't know by...
Well, it's Torx 6 the star lobe type thing.
Is it 7-star or just
No, just
the
a
size?
standard 6 lobe.
Okay. If he doesn't have one, I'll go grab mine.
Okay.
This lighthouse is not expected to survive the operation.
Well, the goal is to not damage any of the mechanics or optics. It's just certain plastic pieces have to be sacrificed, apparently. Good thinking on the soldering iron. By the way, this soldering tip looks considerably healthier after having been through a bath of molten polycarbonate.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait, this might be it.
That looks... maybe. Do you have a holder for it?
Just see if it fits.
Oh, right. No, too big.
I'll get mine.
This is probably a T10.
Okay.
T10 is the smallest, most normal mechanical things use. These could have been T10 screws. I don't know. They look about the same size as the plastite screws we like to use. And those are usually T10. But if you go smaller, yeah, the inside diameter, the thread diameter is pretty small.
Nathaniel says to give him the MIDI SD kit.
The what?
Yeah.
The MIDI SD kit. Sound blaster.
Try
I
too
think
hard.
is what it was. He
Say
says
again?
it's T8.
T8?
I've never. Does anything? use
Well, obviously.
I mean, okay, they got the screws somehow. Although, what was it? There was some screw on the other one that we kept looking at, and it almost looks like a custom screw. Which one was that?
The really, really long black screws with a long, narrow shank and then threads sticking out from that. It looks like it was a custom turned screw on the controllers, the Watchmen controllers.
Oh, okay.
It was
yes.
one of the long screws that goes through the upper. Oh my goodness, that is a beautiful.
So did
set
you
of
just
tools.
buy that?
Ish. I haven't used it a lot.
Okay.
Look at this.
There's drivers on the back.
I am in awe.
Well, this is an aside, but I found out
This
that
is so much better than any I have.
You can still use WS2812s on the stock swipes.
Excellent. Oh yeah, you can. I forgot about that. So Alan actually says, "Oh yeah, those screws."
Yeah, that's T7.
Wonder if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
2 T7s. This comes with multiples of everything. Where did you get this? I need this.
Microcenter.
All right.
It was in like the clearance
That's
section.
it. Really?
Yeah.
Nathaniel is unaware that the people
First
who
of
made
all,
the
I wanna
live
make
tuning
sure-
just opened it up and stuff.
I want to make sure that I'm not
So
removing anything I
Nathaniel-
shouldn't, but I think... Yeah.
I'll let the crowd finish talking.
I'm done. I'm just going to remove these four screws from the bottom.
Your Hawaiian can have an extra topping. Is there anything you'd like?
Bacon.
Bacon?
Yes,
Maybe?
that'd be good.
Ham, bacon, pineapple?
Bacon, Canadian bacon, and pineapple.
Wait a minute, it's already got wait a minute, Adam.
Two
Two different
products.
kinds of pork.
Wait a minute. How about coconut?
Unacceptable.
No.
That's more Hawaiian.
Shrimp
I
would
was
be
gonna say, you'd have to
acceptable.
buy that next door.
Shrimp? Do they have shrimp?
No, this is just
No.
your average, like...
Ham, bacon. Okay, ham, bacon, and pineapple.
Okay. I don't know why they didn't tell us to do this from the get-go. Or why they, like, I think Alan was saying not
No,
to
it
remove
was-
these screws. I
It
would
was
never
Ben.
think that's a good
Ben
idea.
said
Okay.
it, but
I am insulted by it.
I can't find Ben's thing. I just remember that he mentioned to not open the bottom.
Okay. He was definitely most likely referring to these. Most likely, definitely. I love the valve logo. Oh, good.
Oh no. Wait, where is there a valve logo?
On the board.
Hold on, let's time to take some pictures.
After I drop it.
Oh dear. They're doing cheap and bikes pizza. No.
I like this whole business. Neat.
Hold on. Yeah, perfect. Oh yeah. Hold on.
I'm holding.
Okay.
I like this really long micro switch. This is what should have been inside the button on the Vive controller. I've had to fix that. Oh, check this out. So these three guys here,
Oh.
that's what's making contact with the antenna.
Hold on, I'm gonna
Here.
go get a picture of that somehow. I can't get a good angle on it.
Do you need to back up?
No.
No, it won't be.
How does this look?
Oh, actually, that's a really good shot. Hold on.
And then you put a giant red circle around the item that you're talking about and post it to YouTube. Is that what people do these days?
Give me a second.
So this is the antenna we were being told to probe, right?
No, that would not be it.
Oh.
That would be a 2.4 gigahertz antenna. Although that's the strangest
So what would that antenna be for? Is it so the lighthouses communicate with each other without needing the IR sensor?
It's probably so that they can communicate with the base, so that they can be told to turn off.
This white blob in here, is that white blob balance, like weight for balancing?
Look at that. We just blobbed some kind of substance on there.
That probably is just a bearing. And I would guess that they have an encoder around a laser, and the laser would be here. There's 4 little contacts there. I'm pretty sure the CD drives I've taken apart had 4 contacts on their lasers, but I don't know if that really matters because they're doing different things.
Let me take a closer look at that.
This is also really interesting. It looks like they've
Let
got
me
the
get a
same
picture of
kind
that.
of they don't have any kind of permanently soldered on risers on this board connecting it to this board. It looks just like little fingers touching between these things, which I've never seen before. That's really interesting. These little black housings look like they have little spring-loaded gold-plated fingers that are touching onto solder pads on the bottom board.
Which
Why-
raises a really big question.
Why?
If this was never intended to be maintained, why not just solder the stuff together?
Yeah. Why would you have these? These things are beautiful, but they feel excessive.
Expensive, I would say.
Maybe they weren't though. You never know. I have found some really nice things that are just unusually cheap.
Yeah,
I
that's a
really
good
want to
point.
remove other screws, but no.
No, please do not remove.
I'm not that insane.
Okay.
Just halfway. All right, this is cool. So that's it. This is as much as I think it's a good idea for us to
I think it is
disassemble.
too. That definitely is going to give us
And
access to what we need.
You have a plethora of
test points.
test points on the bottom. Yeah, I'm terrified.
What is a test point? Can you clarify?
So the test points are these little pads where presumably when it's
I will
being
take a close-up
manufactured,
again.
presumably when it's being manufactured, there's a machine that comes down around with little probes and touches at different points and tries to send power across them. And I don't know entirely how these machines work, but they do something to see what's going on between various chips and whether certain solder joints that might have a propensity for failing have failed. And we can totally touch onto those and take data. Look at the...
Xander says he
I'm pulling this up.
Wait a minute. No, even better. The backside is even crazier.
What?
Just covered in test points.
Okay, I'll take a picture of that. Oh, hold on, let me at least show this. So I'll try to explain the test point question. The idea is that in like a lot of times when you're dealing with electronic circuits, sometimes you want to go figure out what's going on at any given point. So you can hook up an oscilloscope and touch any of these test points and get information about what's going on inside the circuit out. Usually test points are used to receive, though sometimes they are used to actually send data, but normally it's receive. Okay.
Interesting. Someone pointed out that perhaps they used the little flexible fingers because the
solder would crack.
because the solder would crack,
Alex
and that's
said it would be fine.
well. I mean, it should. Okay, if they did, that's not what their thought was. I guess fine, but
Can
there
I
are
hold that
many
up there
other
and I'll-
options.
the
for
back
dealing
of
with
it, the
that as
back of
well.
it.
Oh yes, here.
Okay, hold it like that. A little more.
You want
There.
the light to be bouncing off of
Yes. I can't get a reflection though, because then that gets just absolute mess.
the. Oh really?
Yeah.
Because it looks really good to my eyes right now. You just need a better camera. We need to invent better cameras.
No.
You can see in the main camera where it looks like you're just holding a ball of light.
It looks like you. Oh yeah. I see that. Incidentally, the main camera is right on top of that screen, so if you look at it, it looks like you're looking right at the viewer.
Yeah, and I have started doing that more often.
That's a neat idea, actually. But all right, I guess I'm done fondling this. If you want to do things, I'm still super curious about what the heck this horn is.
Yeah, what is up with the horn, man?
Oh man, that is one custom molded piece. Is this custom to this device, or was this a part that was available from somewhere?
I have never seen something like that before. So, Okay, let me sit down.
You're doing it here?
Yeah.
All right. The fingers are for other reasons.
You're
All
right. They had some other reason for wanting to do the solderless connection.
The only thing that I could figure with the solderless connection would be that it allows it to maintain flexibility.
Well, that's
So,
what they
like,
were saying
The
about.
two pieces can kind of shake apart from or not shake apart, but like they can vibrate independent of each other without like telescoping the motion.
I'm going to dispose of your
But that's my guess.
plastic trash here.
Okay, so I am going to try to figure out which one of these controls the laser.
I really like the using the soldering iron to melt that open. It's a very good idea. I'm ashamed I didn't think of it.
You guys gonna try to reverse engineer this thing?
Something like that.
Can you get the parts to do that?
What do you mean, get the
You don't need
parts?
parts. You want to figure out how it works so that Charles can write software that interfaces with it, independent of the normal software. We're not going to be building one. We're not going to be building them. We're just trying to use them without using the
Actually, you know what we
software
should probably
that
do?
use.
Actually, Adam, you can fondle over that for a little bit. I'm going to go upload the pictures, so everybody else online can fondle through them. It's steamy and
I haven't touched it. Ask somebody else. We're gonna
I opened it just because we were doing the noxious fume stuff in here.
Noxious fumes stuff? Oh,
The plastic mount.
molten plastic is way less noxious than your soldering paste. Or so it turns out.
So, I'm sorry, I wasn't able to pay attention. Is the pizza thing happening?
yes.
you checked.
Yeah, I think.
We're about to be able to leave.
My check.
You're about to be
Did
able
they
to
give you an
leave.
estimate time already?
10 or 20 minutes is what they said. So it's about a 5-10 minute drive. We can
Okay.
leave in 5 minutes and we'll
Sounds
be
good.
ready when you get there.
Sorry.
All right.
We're gonna take pictures for fun. Yeah, go for it.
I guess he's not doing anything with it right now, so.
Oh, he says it's beer time for him.
Uh-oh.
For Alan. So everybody else, if you want, in the meantime, while I'm going and poking at this, you may go look through all of the pictures that I've just uploaded.
What do you want?
I could use something with a little alcohol. I had a very, very difficult job. One of the worst ever. I wanted to heal.
It was pretty bad around here. Torrential rain on and off.
I don't think I ever did.
Especially at twilight.
I guess what confuses me is I still don't. I mean, it looks like that's the right side for the laser. But I'm just so confused by this.
Because they throw up so much spray. I was trying to get it to run. And I squeezed.
Looks like the micro USB is probably for updating firmware. That would at least be my guess.
Firmware, can you also power it through micro USB?
No way! Not something this big.
Oh, wait.
Don't ever touch. God knows.
Needs like the 12 volt PSUs.
Yeah.
That's the worst I've seen is the down before times.
So, is this a direct drive motor and that's a FET that's controlling the direct drive motor?
On my highway,
That's a little... No, there's no way. It's got to be a three-phase motor.
people just kept going like 75 miles per hour.
People were driving slowly.
No, for console 2.
Oh, you can connect into it as a console?
That's what Alan says.
Interesting. Why didn't we think to plug that in first? We should have plugged it up to... We are terrible reverse engineers.
No, we're fun at reverse engineers.
The first thing we should have done is plugged it into USB.
Sweet, but I could use something else.
That's a BJT.
Okay, thank you. Make it
Okay,
sweet,
so it's a
though.
BJT for controlling current to probably the laser. So that would mean that the laser is probably on this side.
Want me to drive?
Can you explain real quick what an IP153 is for?
A what?
IP153? Actually, someone said that.
I've never... I don't know what an IP153 is myself.
I will look it up.
So I see the arm. Yeah, I don't know.
My wipers
So really what we need to do is power it on and use a traditional oscilloscope in order to figure out what's what.
It's not over.
Although I guess we couldn't really see.
Do you want to power it on while it's disassembled?
Oh, we have to power it on while it's disassembled.
Okay.
Unless there was like something that just had an arrow pointing to it that says for laser modulation probe here.
The question about the IP153 says it's one of the unpopulated connectors on the board.
Oh, IP. Oh, okay. So with that connector right there, actually to me looks much more like an ARM programming header, like a JTAG programmer.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Yeah, someone immediately said JTAG in chat.
It's almost. Wonder who that was.
Sponge.
Oh, yeah, he's on to something.
Families were invited, so
I guess the other thing that we could do is power it on and try to look at it in infrared and see what it looks like.
Okay.
let me know when you just have a swing of this, and then.
It's like a couple shots. Down it all if you're gonna couple shots heavily built down.
No, that's the work. I'll take a little kick with you, Rick. Thank you.
Bridget.
It's Tag Connect. It's not an STD pinout though.
So anyway, I got to meet Eric and his wife and 2 daughters.
Yeah,
Which is really
never
cool.
met them.
Does it drop you right into a root shell?
He texted me to apologize. He apologizes for being rushed. They just had to get him out of there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if it powers up when it's outside the case.
So then 2 ladies saw him redoing it, and they came in, and they were all artsy, craftsy ladies,
Yes.
and wanted to talk. And I went down and
His
talked.
newest one with the wire is the coolest thing. I really want to see more of that sort of thing. Oh, he did it last night.
I didn't.
He literally did it last night.
But I actually believe it was in the 70s they were real popular. The wire
With the, with the string, your ship, and stuff like that. I loved that. So that's exactly what I thought of when I saw him putting that together last night.
Let's just see what this looks like. Okay, it is emitting. You can. I don't know if you guys can.
You can barely see it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Let's see if this one can see it.
Caught on. People were like, yeah, that's really cool.
Oh, hey, yeah, that's a lot better.
I don't know. What is your cherry our lighting system alone costs $1,000.
That's all right.
So let's see if we can see which side the actual laser is on.
No. Well, I did make your own source packets in these, so I was just trying around with these.
So the horn, it looks like, is what's lighting up. I don't know why there's a horn there for just a light, though.
Didn't you notice that?
I did. On that one I did.
They said it was something significant.
So just so you guys can see, that horn, that is where the LED is.
Did you buy a Saley Logic analyzer?
No, it's not a Sele. Do not get that confused. It is not a real thing.
Okay.
I don't own it, or something.
No, that's fine.
I'm ready to pass out tonight.
Is the horn maybe part of the position encoder?
I would be surprised.
Position? No way. Unless, like, I really suspect they have something to do with signaling each other, but I don't know.
Okay, I think I'm going to need a regular scope to figure out what's actually going on here.
Is it spinning right now?
Yes. Oh, cool. Be careful around it.
You mean, like, just stick my hand into it?
Please don't.
Oh, hey, it's actually lit up.
Yeah, we were talking about the horn.
Oh, okay. Now I have absolutely no idea what it could be. Boop. Is that even really visible on this? Did you already get the camera up close to it and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Luigi says that
jankiest set.
it's for Nordic low energy Bluetooth.
Really? Oh, the 2.4 gig antenna.
Yeah, the one
Oh,
here.
okay. Yeah.
So it does Bluetooth.
Yeah, that's the bit inside here. So that's what the computer uses to signal them to turn on and off. basically. That's the only thing I'm aware of that it uses it for. Or does it use it also for firmware updates? It might use it for remote firmware updates, but I think you have to plug them in. I don't remember. We did that at the very early days, and I totally forget.
Ye olden times.
Ye olden times of Vive.
It was dark time for the Republic.
See, if I were going to take this apart completely unhinted, the hardest thing would have been making the decision to cut that face open. After that, I would have just... Actually, I probably would have started with the screws on the bottom, quickly noticed, oh gosh, there's 4 screws holding that assembly to the inside, and then I would have decided to cut that front face open and remove those 4 screws. Though it is possible, if I was only looking at the bottom, but I would have thought, well, maybe, no. If removing those clearly wouldn't do anything but remove this plate, which is not ever helpful. I don't think I ever would have removed those.
What do you do as your profession, Adam?
I studied ship design and did naval engineering for a long time, and then quit that to start making arcade machines. And then arcade machines didn't sell.
Don't touch the table.
Sorry. So we started making custom electronics, and the latest thing we made is zoetrope lights for an artist.
So was the...
Hold on. Can you tell me when it turns like kind of whitish?
What turns white? The LED on the bottom?
Yeah.
It has not. It's been blue the whole time.
No, it hasn't.
It's been
Yep,
white
it has
before, but right
been-
now it's blue.
Right.
Okay, it's definitely not working right now. Let's try resetting it.
So was the launch clearing, was that Navy or was that civilian?
Anything, but I worked for a contractor that did most work for the Navy.
Right.
So most of the things I worked on were Navy related.
Cool. My
And
sister...
most of them were not classified, so I can even talk about them. There's even a YouTube video of IRT, the big one I worked on, where we got an Abrams tank delivered to the facility and a driver to drive it back and forth across this giant ramp that we built.
It's
And-
white.
Okay.
Yeah, where Charles,
Oh, it's on.
near
okay.
where Charles is, and oh.
Tell me if it turns off from white.
Okay.
No, it's been. Oh wait, no, it's
it-
shifting.
it's
It's
on
like
off.
teal and then blue.
Right now it's teal, I guess.
I think that's what we're calling white.
Okay, fine, it's white. It's got a blue hue to it.
Yeah, we were all set to go and put that ramp on a ship for an at-sea test, and then they stole the ship that we were supposed to go on for a test of the new Navy railgun. I'm like, oh, come on! I really want to be on that ship now.
Yeah.
And that's about the time I quit to make Neon FM and stuff.
Cool. My sister's graduated mechanical engineering degree, and she's like trying to join up with the Air Force to do airplane engineering, air aviation engineering.
Okay, what is going on? Why is that voltage so high?
'Cause if you-
Oopsies. Oh, man.
Oh, you had the switch set on the probe.
No, I mean, oopsies, I moved it and then it turned off.
It's interesting that it has a sensor that turns it off if you move it. I appreciate that. It's eye safe
can
as
you-
long as you don't take... Oh, so you don't
Here's
get
what I
the
want you to do,
focused
just to
beam.
see if this is it. Can you rotate it a little bit so it gets...
Me?
Yeah. So it knows to turn off the laser?
Alright, we're blue now.
Okay, it's still...
And now it's white.
Okay, so that was the back of the FET, and that never turned off.
Are you trying to focus this poor camera on that mess?
Yeah, about that. Here, let's try lowering this.
Let me do it. Okay. That probably helps.
What we need to do is we need to probe a rail and make sure I know the scale of what I'm looking at on here.
Scale of the rail?
Yeah. Well, the scale of the...
This is not a good idea.
Mark says that the front panel is red passing filter, so the teal is more or less white, which explains why we're having color differentiations.
What's going on? Why is this so bad? Oh, hold on. Channel 2. There we go. That explains it.
Gotta commit to this being.
Is it whiter? Can you see the
It's
infrared?
white.
Can you see the infrared coming out or not?
I can't.
No, it's white now.
Is there infrared coming out?
I can't tell that. Maybe. I can detect a hint of red.
You know what? If I rotate it this way, we can see it in the other camera.
There's
Actually,
no
I
IR.
can actually detect a hint of red when I look at that.
Yeah, look at the other camera up there. See the flashing light?
Oh, yeah. I see it. Yeah, right there.
Can you
You want me to
make
rotate
it
things?
dimmer? I don't know. Can you somehow aim the light a little bit less? Too much. Aim it upward. There we go. Okay.
Now it just...
Well, that's terrible. Now it's blinding the other camera.
Nothing but the best.
Can you turn it more this way and then tilt it up?
That's this is okay actually.
Okay.
It's not too shabby. It's not good. You can see how this is going with the camera right there. It's basically shining directly on the lens, but there's only a little bit of a halo on the side over there.
So I don't think the FET is... I think the FET right here might be to control the motor. So what I'm going to do is power it off and back on. Hey, Adam?
No?
Can you go downstairs to the box that Alan sent us where they have the switches that you can turn them on and off in line? You know the white switches that have the... they have a female plug on one end and a male plug on the other.
Oh, to plug into... Okay, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I didn't remember those existed. How did you remember that existed, Charles?
Because I needed it.
On and blue.
Okay. And hopefully
White.
now it's on. So I'm guessing that side is almost certainly the motor now. Oh wait, what's this? That looks interesting.
It looks similar to the FETs seen in the ESCs for brushless.
I got you this.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
this.
Nice, that's what I want.
Can't believe such an object exists.
So Alan was nice enough to hand us, or to mail us some of these, and he must have been thinking ahead to this because this is going to come in so helpful. Because I hate unpowering it while it's on. Okay.
I appreciate that it's the right diameter too. Everything needs to use that. What is it, 2.5?
I don't remember.
5 by 2.5 or something like that.
This is discussion in chat about IR lasers being dangerous. Weren't we talking about IR being relatively harmless?
IR is a lot more harmless than you would expect, but still it's a laser, so.
Right. Any high intensity focused point of light is going to be dangerous. Like they say, if you don't see it, you're not going to blink to avoid it.
All I'm seeing from up around this side looks like it's just chopping or like an encoder of some sort. I don't see anything that looks like a a laser signal. Actually, can you guys see like what I'm kind of doing here? Sort of. Oh man, let's try moving this.
That looks good.
These are almost very good tweezers.
Oh, are they
They're
not?
shaped like the really good ones Charles uses. They're just like stamped on whatever 18 gauge sheet metal and painted. So they don't have like the nice.
Is there any
Charles
way?
uses ones
Can
that are
you
really
try to
fine.
figure out how to get the scope in view from that?
From that one? I had
Yeah.
it in view. Oh, I'll get it. I'm closest.
Pass BJT for the motor controller. Well, I don't even know what kind of motor controller this is. I mean, whether it's direct drive or three-phase. So, is there any way you should probably just pull it down here?
No, it's fine.
Because I want people to be able to see what signal it is when I'm probing it.
He's got it.
Yeah, but you can't really see this clearly from that camera.
You can see it.
Oh,
at the
you mean
bottom.
get it
Physically,
closer?
yeah, physically get it like closer. It's hard to
You can
see.
that. All right, fine. We're seeing it on a giant screen, and they're not. So that's a good point.
Oh no, chat.
Chat
needs
just
refreshing.
remembered that chat existed.
No, it needs refreshing.
Let's go around here. Oh yeah. I think that should work. This doesn't go falling on us.
It's gonna fall. Crud. Oh, nope, there it is. Okay, chat's back.
All right, this is tolerable. I don't think that can fall, so.
So
We could've
basically,
just moved the oscilloscope.
everything I'm looking at here just looks like it's stuff for the motor controller. Actually, wow, this works out really well. You can actually see the signals and the test points, like where I'm probing.
Convenient.
Yeah, that's actually a square wave. You can't really see that, but okay, all that looks like motor controller stuff up there. Where's the Nordic chip? That was on, oh, actually I see that there. That's this guy right here. This is the Nordic chip, and you can tell because it's got the RF chain going to the antenna, the little tiny resistors and capacitors. So that means on the back side is probably where the main, I guess it's an arm is. So that means the laser control is probably down here. Can I safely put this on its side, do you think?
I don't.
Adam?
I don't know. As long as it's not touching the spinning element, then you're probably fine.
Can you, I can't really look at it from
Yes.
this side.
Go ahead. Set it down. Yeah, you're fine. The ring around here is much larger diameter than the thing,
Okay.
so it can even go down like this if you need
Oh,
it to.
please don't.
Why not?
Makes me nervous.
But I was showing you that it's acceptable.
Okay. Can you see if the laser's on?
The laser is on. Now it's off. Now it's on. Let me just open my eyes real wide and stare right into it. Yeah, when the laser's fanned out like that, it loses so much of its energy.
Okay, now it's in focus.
Stop moving it.
Oh, hello!
Oh, neat.
That's, wait a minute.
That's a thing.
Okay, so that's TP5. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit on that.
That's
Oh, hey.
little shapes too.
That is,
Can you turn the intensity of the light up?
Can you try zooming out more for me?
Is that this?
Yes. No, the other way. Like out, way out.
I don't know what out is on it.
Counterclockwise. Oh, that's not what I would have expected. Can you upload a photo of the daughter board? Which daughter board? Was that not in the main set?
There should have been 2 photos you took of all the test points.
Oh.
Don't let it rock. That makes it turn off.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I know that. I mean, I know, but so can somebody write stuff down for me? Can you? So TP9 had something interesting going on. Don't know what. Is the laser on now? The idea is I'm actually applying pressure to this whole assembly so it doesn't rock when I'm holding on.
If the light is white, I think that means it's on, right?
Okay, so TP9 is one of
blue?
them. I said 9, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, it was TP5.
5 had something interesting instead of 9.
Correct. I don't see a TP9. I must have just meant 5. Also TP6.
TP6.
I like this song too.
Oh, that's interesting. That looks like... Darn, that's really small.
It's off. There. Yeah, you know whenever.
Yeah, I'm getting close to the laser thing, because... Can you apply pressure to that?
Yes, I will hold it steady. We
Oh,
can
hello!
probably-
That looks like a signal.
That does look like a signal.
Let's try a little.
Yeah.
And the signal is...
The camera doesn't actually bend down anymore. I think we should move the camera and the oscilloscope into a place where they can both be more focused.
Does that look?
At everything.
I think it's okay. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to move this over. I think it's... I almost never use this scope, so... There's like a horizontal knob somewhere.
Down that one. That's the horizontal adjust.
Oh.
This is the vertical adjust over here.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. This pin right here is that, and so that's like... Oh, wait, that's like 6 megahertz. Okay, that looks like some modulated data. Or demodulated data. Maybe modulated? Not sure yet.
This would be a lot more like Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, except we don't have a manual. We're busy creating it.
Well, actually, Alan has the manual.
And he's laughing at us.
Yes, that would be fun. Let's play a game of Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes with the person who has the manual whose goal is just to, like, heckle the person with the bomb. Please be careful with that.
Then don't make me laugh.
He just like has a dumb stand-up comedy
Are you just-
routine. Runic symbols, like my ex-wife, and then just it's like no one laughs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ben did say once we figure out the encoding, he will be the one laughing and nobody else will.
That it's some really dumb trick he pulled, I'm sure.
Or like, watch us decode it and it's some Easter egg for us, but that could just be me being hopeful.
All right.
So
That's just plain text.
I'm really confused. So I found a test point that has it, but it looks like it's like a biased signal. So I don't want that. I want the actual, like a TTL level thing or something. So TP29, TP19, and TP25 all have this, like this signal on them, but it would be very hard to read because the voltages aren't going to be something convenient to use with this, like my FX3 analyzer.
This is at least a 40-year-old oscilloscope.
Hello!
That
My
looks
hat
even
is
more
That
signally.
looks gorgeous.
Incredibly appropriate.
Mm-hmm. It smells
Ooh. Shiny.
Yeah. What test point is that?
This is test. I think it's TP16.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at TP2. Hold on. TP2
can
also
I
looks
move
good.
your oscilloscope so that someone doesn't have to
Yeah.
hold the
You
camera
can move
on
the
it?
oscilloscope. Let's do it. Though I think we've solved it. Write down TP2 and TP16. Oh, you know what would be great is if one of those through connector things. Oh, those are surface mount, aren't they? Darn. Oh wait, is that why he didn't solder it? Because well, I guess he wouldn't have to do.
Sorry.
What?
Someone's complaining that we're too loud.
Oh, I mean, it's probably because I'm too loud.
Some of us use headphones. Oh.
So I'm
Don't
just.
you have a compression filter on here?
I have a compression filter for the audio. Okay, so it looks like I can get ground
I
from
mean the music.
M2 or C2. I don't know what that is. Right ground pad next to M2. Or ground is pad next to M2.
What about the 3 points below the laser? You might not be able to see them.
3 points below the laser. What are you referring to? Can you see clear enough to like ask? Give me a hint as to where.
Big projects there.
Can you see that? I don't know. I'm trying to.
Points on there that are transmitting data directly to the laser, and so you can visualize on the oscilloscope what data is being pumped out the lasers. It's very
DB4, DB7.
TP4 and TP7.
I think it says DB.
I see. Or is it this one here? Is that what you're asking about? That looks like the biased laser signal.
Bottom left of the valve logo. So yeah.
Bottom left of the valve logo? Oh, snap. What are those? I don't know what those are. Let's find out what those are.
They're physically under the laser.
Wait, under the laser. Oh, you mean inside the hole? Yeah, I'm not probing that.
I don't think I like that. At least I tried it.
Interesting.
These don't look like they do anything. Well, they do something, but... Oh, man.
No, below you found them.
What?
Not the one on the inside. You talking about the ones that you found.
What about them? What is he saying?
Confirming that those were the ones he was talking about.
Oh, these are the PWMs for the LED in the front. Okay. So yeah, I think that that's really what we want to probe.
I'm not probing that.
garlic crust in this. Is this crust filled with something?
Shouldn't be juicy. I picked hot framework off of it.
So guys, just so you know, this is right now on 0.05 microseconds. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh.
Red light.
Oh no. Oh boy. Did we just blow it up?
Turn it back on.
What have you done?
Looks good.
No, not yet. We'll find out.
Oh, did it smoke?
It didn't smoke, but I hit something and then it started turning red.
It turned white again, so it's...
Yeah, no, it went through the normal sequence this time, it seems.
Okay.
I think he shorted
Just
the tips
remember,
of
the
the
blue,
screw.
the blue smoke makes it worse, so don't let that out. You'll be fine.
You gotta keep the blue smoke inside it.
Vive smoke, don't breathe this.
No, crash.
When are we going to do the latest iteration of Will It Blend Vive Lighthouse?
Well, no, I'm saying like maybe inhaling the Vive smoke is actually the key. Like maybe you need to go on a vision quest.
So we need to trap Charles in a hut and then let all the Vive smoke out.
What about a Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut. I don't know.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go try to solder onto those test points that we found here and see if we can absorb that information into my logic analyzer. So it was TP2 and TP16, I think. Yes.
Not like,
Yeah.
not like this, which is normal.
You know, the hand toss thing is, well, hand toss could be a variety of things, but apparently, like, in Domino's hand toss style is.
How many V2s do you have?
Hmm?
How many V2s do you have?
I have 4.
4.
But I'm not gonna. If I break it, I don't really want to open up another one.
They only work in pairs, right?
No.
You can add more for
Yes.
better reads? Okay.
Theoretically. And I mean that super theoretically. Oh, you unplugged the soldering iron?
Oh, you did? Okay. Gave up life after having to cut through the back.
Perfect day.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn on your light. Oh wow, that is dark.
Let's really try to shoot for 8. Okay.
Is this shining in your face too much?
No, I don't mind.
Alright.
Although, yeah, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I can just do a close-up shot of the where I soldered on.
Security wasn't working out.
No, she had to leave that. She couldn't. She's finding homes.
Do you use a special solder tip for those really small?
I should. I'm not right now.
Okay. I'm in awe, really, of your ability to solder.
All by herself.
I feel so bad for Mark.
Midnight to 8 a.m.
Why?
Mark Bernan, his hands have been just shaking more and more as he got older. So he has a hard time soldering really fine stuff now.
So the software side, I believe we are soldering on so we can get a better read.
Yeah, we're trying to get the source we're trying to get the data that's actually coming out of the laser, rather than. What?
Did you change out the tip on that?
No. Should have.
We've already.
Really, that tip wasn't that bad after scouring it.
Oh yeah, it was.
After scouring it with the wool,
It looked fairly clean.
It looked clean. It's not. I mean, it might be clean, but it's not accepting solder.
Oh.
Mark says he manages.
Oh, Mark, I didn't realize you were looking.
Yes, please talk about yourself in chat before we start talking poorly about you. Just let us know you're here.
Poorly about him.
Come on, viewers, don't you already have something bad to say about yourself?
Adam, can you think of some way that we can attach this here so I can't accidentally rip the pads off the circuit board?
Attachable. Oh, you mean like zip tie that wire
Yeah.
to something? Yes. Let me clean up my hands.
Super glue?
Yeah.
No.
Gorilla glue?
Please no.
Epoxy?
Yeah, just stop talking. It's making me anxious. I'm already anxious enough.
Meatball pizza?
Sausage and ground beef.
It's actually just a plain like pork.
Let's be able to stand up on its own.
I think so.
Okay.
So my thought is either around, yeah, that's great.
I don't know if actually.
You don't know if actually.
What is even? How can we see if
Has
ears don't have
anyone
eyes?
really? This is not. No, that's not.
That
gonna
one
do
won't
anything.
work. We could do another one around the cable inside that though.
That would work.
Ooh, it smells really rank.
It just smells like a hardware store.
Ah, good.
Now you just have to worry about catching the giant loop you have up at the top.
I won't worry about that. Please don't make me.
All right, you're totally out of frame now. Do you want to?
Yes, please. Can you rearrange it to come back
I will.
around?
Oh dear, this is getting so twisted. All right.
Sorry, headphones.
Oh dear, that's right. This is the stupid. You need a good microphone, Charles.
Just hit like an XY configuration, like right by the TV would be awesome for this room.
I don't know what that means.
It's a pair of microphones that get stereo, and they do pretty decent coverage. You could like use an interface and use actual like professional grade mics.
Brendan, do you have any 0.5 inch or 0.1 inch connector extenders, male to female, that are kind of long?
DuPont?
Yes, DuPonts.
I don't have anything that's male to female.
I
All of my stuff is female.
keep distributing them everywhere and then losing them. It's not how it's supposed to work. I'm supposed to be able to distribute things and then.
This is the worst light for this.
I don't know where we soldered ground to. We can ask Charles when he comes back.
If he comes back.
Yeah, he's just run away. He's actually running up the street right now, screaming. I don't. Oh, we did turn on the brightness. We can turn the brightness back up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if we're just doing a general scene that doesn't need one thing to be focused on above others, it's
We turned down the brightness for that camera, don't forget. We can turn it back up in software.
Yeah, but if we have enough light pointed at... Oh, you're going to just point that back down here?
huh? I was gonna do your ceiling thing. 'cause
Okay,
it's really
and that's what I'll do.
annoying to-
I'll brighten it back up.
Actually, no, I guess this one has to be pointed at it, doesn't it?
What?
The other
Oh,
one.
that's the...
Wrong camera.
There we go.
This is the worst. This doesn't reach.
Is it Unreal incompatible?
What? Oh, you can't use Vive 1.0 devices with a Vive 2.0 Lighthouse.
Because they're looking for the flash.
Yeah, they are expecting to see flashes.
Okay, so that's a hardware thing and not like a software thing.
Correct.
That works.
Do you mind bringing that somehow here?
What somehow where? The camera to face that. Got it.
The Vive Pro has 80% more pixels.
And I can't see them.
Have you seen it?
I mean, I don't know. I can't see all the screen door effect that everybody's talking about with the Vive 1. I can't see any of that.
You have the weirdest visual perception of anyone I know.
And
I know people with macular degeneration, so. You see clearly, but you don't see things.
Like, I can see things clearly, but I can't, like, make them out.
Inverse phase, never heard of her.
Peter Hollander is asking you to speak on the basics. Yes.
If what?
Have you tried the Vive Pro yet?
I have not.
Okay.
That's what we were asking.
Why would we try it before we,
We don't have a Vive Pro. All Valve gave me were some
but as
lighthouses.
soon as we get it, I'm sure it will come apart before it goes.
No, I'm sure I will just use a Vive Pro. That's
Brendan, Electron Ash is talking to you right now.
Oh, what's up?
Says it's funny seeing you at Amiga's meetup on Bill's YouTube channel the other day. Says you really get around.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, it's funny. I actually was just literally down the street from Bill. I went to Hope in New York City and gave a big demo scene presentation and stopped at my dad's place, who lives like right across the bridge from Bill. And I was going to actually sneak in on Bill's stream or like knock on his door while he was streaming or something like that, because he was that close, but wasn't able to do that. It's kind of a bummer.
so hopefully when I power this on. Can't actually see what I'm doing.
Can I get a borrow sheet?
Where'd you start with the ground to?
TP2 or whatever?
52.
No, it was something like P2.
Okay, P2. Oh. M2.
It was right next to M2, that's right.
Yeah. That's why I take notes.
can't get everything in frame. Okay. Let's give this a shot.
Are you done with the oscilloscope?
Uh,
So I can put the main camera back.
oh yeah, you should probably put the main camera back up.
Someone's curious about your hands.
Oh, yeah, this is from when I was digging. So I actually had to dig under my, my, what do you call it, sidewalk to get the drainage out. So I was doing it with like a garden trowel, trying to get under there and get all the stuff through. Oh, come on. Why you no work? Okay, there we go. Oh, that is not what I was expecting.
Rip video encoder. Trying to dig to Australia or China. Charles, I think if Charles had the choice, he would dig to China.
Direct path to Shenzhen. Cut down on shipping.
Yep.
Just throw it into the ground. I'll catch it on the other side.
So does gravity have that much of an effect that it would actually shoot back out the other side?
It would, but air resistance would get in your way. Also, Coriolis effect of the Earth, blah, blah, blah.
They also get really hot in there.
So they probably have to shoot it into the ground to, you know.
Wouldn't the package hit terminal velocity at some point, and it wouldn't matter how fast?
Ah, if you vacuum out the area in between, you're fine.
Yeah.
Solve. Now all we have to do is solve the, you know, hole through the Earth problem.
I feel like something like that will sort itself out.
So for you guys, what you may have missed is I'm using this board right here, this little FX3 board, to actually do the data capture. And I'm capturing both data from the TS4231 as well as data coming off of the lighthouse's laser. Electron Ash, lines of code in the C program or in the FX3's firmware?
The laser is still running, Peter.
Yeah, you can see it flickering just a little bit right there.
Electrons, it's just the PC side code.
Do something.
Even a lot of people. Yeah.
that's wrong.
Thinking about what to drink. Wash down that pizza.
What is the table camera supposed to be capturing right now?
Nothing right now. It's just boring right now.
You done with the oscilloscope?
Yeah.
You probably want to use RV array 1 instead of RV array 0.
Durfin. Thank you. Good call. It's still okay.
It's broken.
It's not.
I dropped your probe and it caught the cable because every cable is crisscrossing everything here.
Sorry, headphones.
Yes. Oh my goodness, Charles, this is the worst setup.
Anybody have any good tools for trying to look at data in a CSV that's 100 million lines long?
A guy named Omar keeps asking if we're using it. If you've ever tried hack RFSDR.
No, never had it.
I think
If something's more than $10 or $20, I have a hard time buying. Well, okay, about 40. 40 is my limit for when I stop buying things.
This made purchasing a house difficult.
It did make purchasing a house difficult. I get anxiety every time they send me a piece of mail that reminds me that they own the house and that I owe them money. I'm paying them, but they still send me the letters reminding me. I'm a little bit weirded out. Why are there... These don't look good. Did I record a 16-bit set? They should all be the same, not different.
Check out the ones we got downstairs. It's directly underneath this.
Oh, I recorded 16 bits. Whoops.
So it's on the ceiling?
Hey guys, who wants just this data file? Does anybody, do anyone have a video that explains the Lighthouse 2.0? That's it. We're here.
I think that's the point of the streams.
Oh, that's gorgeous. That's the data I want to see. Look at that. So, Peter Hollander, do you want... Actually, tell you what, we're getting basically close to the end of when I wanted to stop the stream. So I'll explain what we have so far right now, what it means, and how we can go about trying to process the data. And I really urge anybody who's watching right now to take this data and try working with it. Even if all you can do is Python, like, you can still work with this data. Actually, I'm curious, if I compress the data, that was a boneheaded thing to do. Zip is going to take forever. Actually, wait, maybe if I do 3R. Ooh, 180 meg. What happens if we just compress the DAT file?
What's wrong with 180 megs?
I gotta upload it somewhere so they can get it.
And? This is the future, Charles.
No, it's not.
There is room for it on the internet.
Volvo, please give data.
It's the emoji of the little grabby things.
Oh, hold on, I'll tab over that so people can see it. Please give data. Oh, hey, it compresses to 4 megabytes. Okay, I can send that to you. That's easy.
And everyone's response
That
is
can go
basically
everywhere.
we can handle it.
Okay, well, if you're willing to deal with this, cool. We probed the, what was it, TP, what were the 2 terminals? Test points?
TP2 and TP16.
Okay, can't really see that clearly. TP2 and TP16, and read them in with my FX, I'm gonna just point that out here, my $45 FX3 instead of a $450 device. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just happy I'm up to this. So, at any rate, at 100 megahertz, which is total overkill, I acknowledge. Here is the file, 16-bit wide samples. Only look at the bottom 4 bits. The bottom 4 bits are, at LSB, is the envelope data from the TS4231, the data line, the envelope, not the data line from the TS4231. I mean, I could clock it from the Lighthouse's master clock, but when we get the data, we're not going to have any master clock to compare against. Peter Hollander, we didn't, but it looks like that's the data I'm after. So, and I'll explain why in a moment. Actually, whatever, I'll just explain why right now. So the reason I think that's the data we're after is because after a while here, so what you can see is that the data here kind of lines up to the data there. No, it doesn't. What's going on? Let's go down some more. Oh, that's really interesting. So the data coming off the TS4231 does not match up to the data coming off of the I'm capturing both 4231 and data from the laser, I think. So that's interesting. Coming off the TS4231, I'll see stuff like this, but then normally the transition lines up, so it would be like inverted, inverted, not inverted, not inverted, so not inverted. I don't know what's going on there. That's weird. There's some sort of relationship between the two, but I can't really tell what it is right now. Hold on. How do you do cut with lines? Line. Oh, it's tail. I need tail. What's the opposite of tail? Oh, whatever, I'll just tail it.
Oh, head? Is head actually? Neat. Oh. Why can't I pipe it? Oh, -N. No! Darn, did not mean to do that. Let's look at this one here and see what we got. Oh.
It's either 0
Oh, this is
or
the last
1.
two. What?
It's either 0 or 1.
No, actually, these are the ones I care about. I want to see how they're related. That's not what I want. Oh, it's trash. Maybe I have to wait a little bit. I'll try reading data later on. What are you confused about, Electron Ash? Well, that looks weird to me. So the blue line here is what's coming off the TS4231, and the red line is what's coming out of the what's actually being emitted from the lighthouse. Or maybe it's not. Maybe this is just some other signal that's completely unrelated. Okay, so what I think it looks like is if we can figure out how to decode the data that's actually coming off the, how do I come to use them? What do you mean? I don't understand the question, Peter. I just soldered up wires to them and plugged them into my FX3.
After much testing on an oscilloscope.
Yes. Oh, so what I was doing is I was looking on the oscilloscope for any signal that looked like an interesting signal, that had interesting ups and downs, that was in the right kind of general frequency for what we were looking for. And I found that. So hold on, let me show you just kind of a graph of what this one would look like. So to me, this looks kind of like the data that we were seeing coming off the TS4231. And so to me, that really kind of looked like a dead ringer for what I would care about. And so this is kind of auto clocking, so you should be able to tell like what's going on with the clock on this one. Man, that looks so clear on there. It looks so awful when it comes off the chip. So like that's one of them actually. I just don't understand the relationship between the two signals. Well, that looks interesting. It could be that there's a phase delay.
Looks more like MFM now.
What is MFM? Minimum shift frequency?
Modified frequency modulation.
Well, at any rate, okay, I guess I'll write some of these notes down so that everybody doesn't have to go watch the live stream to understand it. Okay, it's the data line from the TS4231. 2 is TP
2 and 16.
Yeah, okay. Actually, it's in that order. TP2. TP16.
Have we gotten feedback from Alan or Ben on how much they're enjoying this?
I don't
Not in a
think they're
while.
around right now. Alan said he was leaving and then came back and commented.
He probably like popped it open on his phone.
Yeah. We do actually have images of the boards.
Can you post the link in back to chat for me?
Let me scroll back up and find it. I don't have the link. Someone else needs to post it. Let me see if anyone in chat has it.
You found it or no?
I didn't. It wasn't from me.
Oh, crud. Somebody has it, but they won't let him post it. The problem is I can't really open this up because there are some folders visible that... Actually, wait. No, there's not. Yeah, everything's fine. Never mind. Oh, now I forgot what the name of the folder was. Can you at least tell me the name of the folder?
There.
Did it not save any of those pictures? Oh, crud. So what else do we need to include in the issue? Maybe some of the things that were told to us by...
Do you want to include that TP5 and TP6 had interesting looking looks on the oscilloscope?
Yeah, let's do that.
And the last bit of data I had in the notes you wanted me to take was about the ground pads.
I don't want to worry about the ground pad. That could be anywhere.
Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this instead because you got it.
Okay. Oh yeah, I should probably link the other issue.
The data is from direct lighthouse transmission, I think. The one
Yeah.
that we're collecting right now.
Yeah, so actually this file has both directly from the lighthouse. So TP2 and TP16 are both directly from the lighthouse.
Not the first one is diffused off the wall.
Oh yeah, the first one is diffused off the wall. This was let's see if that works. Okay, so guys, you can go download this data if you want. So Electron Ash, making the 1.2 gigabyte file, that was because I took the 100 megabyte file of 16-bit pairs, which I recorded for 0.5 seconds, a very short record, and then stuck it on over there. Yeah, data 1 is like off the wall. Okay, so I think that's it. Anything else you guys wanted to talk about before we said that's it for the stream? Something about that makes me really happy.
What's the next expected stream?
So I think we're going to do a stream this weekend on my Pive. So I do actually have the headset, the regular VR headset, working with the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus, and I think I'll be doing a live stream with that. I don't know about the next live stream where we're going to be doing cracking the Lighthouse 2.0. Okay, well, time for the stream to be over. Thanks everybody for coming out. It was a lot of fun. We got some data. And please, please, please start hacking away at this and commenting on the issue.
You got one.
All right, everyone.
Good night. Lloyd.